Oh, hello, welcome to LARPBook in February. How is everybody doing this evening? As per normal, I'm Stuart. Down below me there is Rob, Luke, and
Hello.
of course, tonight we've got Jack Gibbins from, and let me put on the proper voice for this.
Clash of the Cosmos.
Right.
Okay, and we have our first question from the audience.
Yeah, Jack, it's a very important one. Is it a bad time to ask Jack to make me a brew? I mean,
unless you want to go to commercial break.
Commercial break. Here's a quick word from our sponsors.
And hello to John Minder. Hi, John.
Yeah, hello, John. How are things? Give us a shout out, everybody that's actually, watching the live stream now. It's good to hear and it's good to talk. Right, so so there we go. So a little bit of a I would say a shorter show, which is there's a few people that are probably going, oh, thank God, than normal. John, what did you say? I said hello and give a shout out to any, if anybody's here. So, and it's good to talk. Right. Now, Jack is here because he came up with a wonderful little plan of no LARPs are going on. So he found a way to do a LARP online. Now, Rob, I know that you've actually had a go at one of the games as well. But before we start that, let's get Jack going properly here. Jack, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
Yeah. Okay, how do I say this? I'll be 15 in May.
Oh, you win the sweepstake. I thought he was 6.
Yeah.
So you're 15 and you've come up with this wonderful way of doing LARPs online and what have you. Inspiration, my friend. All of us have just been watching Netflix. Other video providers are available.
Sorry, I put my head in my hands because when I was 15, LARP didn't even exist.
Don't know you're born.
Was I? When did LARP start officially, Rob?
I'm not sure when LRP or no. Back then it was LRP.
LRP, live roleplay,
Yeah.
not live action roleplay.
Right.
No, that's
Wasn't
right.
it 84?
Oh,
84. I put the number around 84. Yeah.
God, I was 12 then.
Away the one. 4.
I know. Carry the one.
Maybe the one took my number. Yeah.
I was 12 when LRP started. Oh, now I feel bloody old.
John, to know my number, Stu.
Oh, I've already worked out your number, but do please say it.
For those who don't know, I was 18 when LARP started.
He's the oldest duffer in you, right?
Yes.
Anyway, Jack's important one because he's
Jack
the next generation of LARP organizer.
Yes, absolutely.
And John, you were right. We did hit each other with bricks.
I won't said that yet. We did hit each other.
That's Cumbrain. You hit each other with bricks.
Yeah.
We're in Bromsgrove. We were building and making money.
Well, look, everyone needs a pastime.
Yeah.
It's a hobby. There we go. 18 for John as well. Right, so, Jack, let's get back to you, my friend. Because I said it was going to be a short one, but I waxed lyrical for Britain. Now, how or why? Now, let's start off why. Why did you come up with this idea?
So, Clash of the Cosmos came together when I was about, I don't remember now, I think I was about 11 or so.
Okay, yeah.
It was under a different name, and it was just me putting ideas together. no real practical element had came.
Okay.
From there, it led to I think it was 2019 when I really started to get serious with it,
Oh, right.
writing up maps and things.
Mhm.
2020, we did our first 2 events, and then this year we are doing possibly 3, maybe 4 events this year.
All right. Okay. So
Yeah.
so you see that was when you were about 11. I was just picking my nose at 11. So my friend, hat off to you and all the rest of it. I admire your let's go for it. Your or as they say, your can do attitude, right? So you've got the idea, you're fleshing it out and all the rest of it. What made you then kind of go, yeah, I think I can probably do this online?
Well, it came together when COVID first hit in March, when all the events were shut down, nothing was really going on.
Yeah.
And I was getting really bored really quickly because I had nothing to go for. So what I did was I put together all the information I had already planned, and then from there did it.
Yeah.
But it looked when I first did. I think the first event I did was in, I think it was in July, maybe August. We did
Okay.
the first ever game, and then, but yeah, it was very small. It was rookie me going at it to see what I could do, and it led to me now going with it and actually doing some good plot and throwing something
Okay.
together.
All right. No worries. Rob, got any questions? Because I've got a few in my head, but I think I want to intersperse it a little bit. Otherwise, it's just going to be. Or Luke, got any questions?
Well, I just want to know how this works.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea. Jack,
Tell us how it works.
how does this work?
So with the way we do it online games and things, we do it either by Discord,
Yeah.
or we do it by Facebook Messenger.
Right.
Because it's 2 easy ways of getting it into game, and you can have a variety of different ways of doing it. You can do it via calls, you can do it on voice chat, like voice messages and things. But yeah, it just came up with the idea of doing that, and it works really nicely, and it brings so many people back together in groups and things.
Yeah. Because that
Is there not a delay with that when you do voice messages? And then, like, when I call Stewie, he's always on voicemail. So I'll send a message going, hit him hard. And then 4 hours later, he picks up the message. That's
I
not
know.
a fight.
Yeah. That's
You lose
just
the impetus, surely.
Well, no,
No.
it's like this. It's an open call.
right. So an open call in Discord or Messenger, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I was wondering when you said that. I think I was thinking the same way as Luke, as in, okay, that feels a little like play by mail, but with voice, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
right? Because of course you've got, I think you've got the maps and things like that. So I'm assuming you can put them up on the screen and things like that. Yeah. And hi, Katie. Okay.
In my hand at the current moment, I have the world map.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There goes the world. All right. So I'm assuming then you present that, etc. How do you present that on the screen? Is it literally just use a map, or have you got a digital copy as well? Or
so the way I do it is, for example, the world map that hasn't actually been seen by any players. The way I do it is I hand draw each part of it,
okay.
and from there it stays on hand drawn, and I show it either by using a photo of it and posting onto the chats, or I show it on the screen so people can keep up with it.
Okay.
So I know which one I'm looking at. But I make about 5 different copies just to make sure I've got whatever one I need.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what makes this different to Playable Mail then? Because I mean, obviously you're calling it kind of a live role play, but I suppose to a degree, what we do with D&D when we do that via Discord is live role play. So how is it different to what would be classed as D&D but done via Teams, or kind of where I mean, are you all dressed up? What's the difference?
So the difference is with us is, first off, yes, you can be in costume. Yes, you don't have to. We allow that opportunity for that creativity to come out. But also, we don't do many dice rolls. The only thing we do is initiative. That's it. Everything else is what you can think of, what you can put to the table. If you can act it out, then perfect. Go act it out. But if you can just describe it to us, that's what we go off. We go off description, not.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a very good thing, and Stuart, I'd like you to take note of that next time we're playing D&D. I'd like to stop doing dice rolls as well.
If I can step in, Luke, because I was crewing for Jack on the last session.
Right.
So when you're playing D&D, you're aware of kind of the shape of things, and you're aware there's going to be saving rolls and combat rolls going on. And that kind of informs what you're going to do. And also you spend a little bit of time sometimes coming into an encounter planning what you're going to do amongst the players and sorting things out. Whereas this felt more like a LARP in that everything was real time. There was no, you walk into a room and you chat amongst yourselves for 20 minutes trying to figure out what's going to happen, because it's live, it's happening now. If you don't do something, something's going to happen.
Yeah. So yeah, and like when we do D&D and what have you, you have an opportunity. I give the description. There's a big dragon in front of you. It's sleeping at the moment on a pile of treasure. What would you like to do? I suppose there's no opportunity then with D&D. Of course, there's a 20 to 25 minute conversation with Luke wanting to teabag the dragon, that sort of thing.
Well, no, make it a cup of tea. Let's keep it clean.
Well-known fact that dragons like a cuppa.
They do every time. Right?
There's a lot of waiting around, if I'm honest.
It is. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons. D&D. Most, I'm going to call them tabletop-y type role play games, right? There is a lot of discussion before anything happens, right? There always is. Right, okay. If I do a blah blah blah, would that spell affect that and what have you? But what you're saying, Jack, is as long as you could describe it, it pretty much happens. As you can describe it, or
if you can, for example, with spells, if you can at least tell me what you're going to describe, how you're going to do it, how you're going to work it, what things you're going to use for it, then it's fine. Then it's legal. But it has to fall under the world and how the rules work with the system. But otherwise, it's one of those you just get to describe, and we can feed back and give something back to it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So, Rob, you've already played one of the
I mean, I'll give Luke an example. There was in the last game, there was a session where the party broke into a barracks room full of sleeping monster guards. Okay, and so Jack gave me the opportunity to play one of them, foolishly, and so one of the players went, "Okay, I'm going to wake him up." So I started hamming up, waking up like my life depended on it. They immediately started doing so. Next thing you knew, that there was threats going on, complaints about being woken up, and noise. So there wasn't that period of, okay, I'm going to do a saving roll for this, a saving roll for that. Wake up. It was just pure interaction. And I think that's what defines an online LARP more than a game of online D&D.
Yeah. So how do you?
So you're not bound, are you, by process?
That's right. I mean, yesterday I was playing a tabletop RPG online on Discord, and Luke, you're going to like this one. It was a steampunk game.
You know how fond I am of that.
Your favorite.
Yeah,
Jack, you
and
won't understand that I live for steampunk.
yeah, you do.
Yeah, he does.
In the surreal world that isn't mine.
Yeah, but then there was lots
in an
of stuff
alternate
going
universe.
on where we were sort of trying to figure something out or plan something out, and there were lots of like dice rolls for initiative or skill success, or does that happen or does that happen? And there were none on the online LARP, and it's very seamless.
Okay.
And it's that seamlessness that reminds me of actually being out in the field doing something.
Okay, all right. So I'm normally, I'm gonna use a term in quotes now. Normally a process-ish sort of guy.
Yeah.
And unless of course when playing D&D, if Luke can just make it funny, I let it happen. In fact, I award him extra XP for making it funny. Right. So right now my brain is going. How is combat handled then?
So the way I did it last time, it didn't really. It functioned, but it was a very chaotic way of doing it.
Okay.
But the Robert will also back me up on this in the fact that we did it so each person I would go, right, what do you want to do? And then I would go, right, you've done that, right, next person, and I would move along each couple of each person to see what they were doing in combat. But you wouldn't have to roll for any dice, you would just tell me what you're doing. And I go, right, okay, that's what you're doing. Right. How was that character reacting? And feedback off that.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a bit of an assumption now. So, for instance, let's say it's myself and Luke fighting, right?
Yeah.
Which is most weeks, right? He has a go at me, right? Sword, whatever, magic, etc. Blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And then, so, do you make the decision? Do you make? I told you I get it wrong. Do you make the decision on what happens to me, or what? That's what I'm not getting in my head right now.
So okay, it's for example with the game, I tell you. So if, for example, if Luke does, for example, hit you with a fist, like using his fist to hit you, I would check your hit points, and then I would measure out how much realistically what a hit to the face would do.
All right. Okay.
So you, if you, for example, you've got like 6 hit points, it would be a hit point because it's you realistically taking a punch to the face would hurt a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Well, if Luke hit me to the face, he would do it a bloody lot.
Actually, we underestimate this because last time Rob and I did stage fighting, he punched me, and I don't think I've ever hit the floor that quickly.
Sorry, Luke. Yeah, I apologize for that. Yeah, that we were rehearsing a stage fight, Jack, and to be honest, it was looking. We were doing a stage fighting course. A good friend of ours, Kevin McCurdy, the full-time stuntman, and. Yeah, it was looking really good right at the point I got it kind of wrong.
Hey, look! I've actually physically stabbed my, one of my good friends, Andy, while doing a combat course. He stabbed me back, so it was all good. But anyway, with live weapons.
So how do you keep track? Because what Katie was saying, how do you keep track of everyone then? If you've got like 5 people in one combat, would it be very difficult then to, kind of say, well, now Stuart's done that, because nothing's written down. It's the one thing, it's the process, isn't it, of D&D, is that you have a character sheet. If I issue, or I should say, if I award Stuart a punch and he loses, kind of 1 hit point, then I have to take it off my character sheet. And I suppose if you have 5 or 6 people, or if this grows and you've got 20 people in a combat, how do you keep hold of them all and keep track of everyone?
So if that was to happen, it would fall if we had a large group of 10, 11 players. Just as an idea of it would be down to initiative order. So whoever's in the next line of initiative would go then, and I would order that on. It's just yes, it's using D&D's idea of doing initiative, but it just means it's a lot more smoother and it's a lot more constructed. And
okay, so can I make an assumption then that the individual characters also have character sheets themselves, so they can keep track of damage and what have you, or is that all?
So for each character, they write it down, and then if they do write it down, they've just got to deduct how many hit points I tell them, and they've just got to cross it off and do things. But there's no with our system. Yes, you'll have a character sheet, but it won't tell you how many hit points you start with. That's off what you have chosen. You've got to mathematically do it. Yeah.
Okay.
As a DM for D&D sessions, I use D&D rules, but I also bring in my own style of, yes, you've taken this many hit points, but look at what it's done to you. So, for example, if someone's taken they've got 20 hit points and they've taken 6 punches to the face, it depends on size, how tall, how big they are.
Yeah.
Depends on what they are as a creature.
Right. So you're making it that more free form then, rather than just a numbers game, right? Because we all know, play D&D, you can go down to that last point and keep fighting, where technically you would be on the floor in a blubbering wreck, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
That works.
Do you have any videos that anyone can watch?
Unfortunately, we do not have a YouTube channel currently. We don't have any videos to share yet. But after the pandemic and after the lockdown that we're in, I am going to start doing some filming for teaser trailers and things like that. But that all depends on where everything is. You're
not considering of live streaming this to Twitch or something, or YouTube, you know?
It's for me, because I'm not really a technical person. I'm not a tech guy. So it'd be one of those things where I'd be like, what do I do? And it just feels more natural doing it without having
that's fair enough.
to worry about a website.
Yeah.
We knew you weren't that technical, Jack, because you answered your projector when we called you. So yeah, take to make though. But because I suppose this could really catch on, couldn't it? Because if you don't have the bonds of process, and one of the things that I find is when people sit there and go, what does this spell do, and everyone and they're all sat there looking at books, and I think it does kind of block the flow of it.
Yeah, you lose the emphasis, don't you?
Do you have a system that you have created that that people understand? What would you do for that newbie who's coming in, who may not have, or may have done tabletop but never LRP, or has done live role play but has never done online live role play? How would you try and attract those kind of people to your system?
Well, it comes to the fact that we, for example, with LARPBook, we advertise you guys and advertising from different companies, and well, whoever really wants to advertise the company can advertise it. But I do public events, and I put them up and I share them around on Facebook. Unfortunately, that is the only major area I've got currently.
Right. Okay.
But I share around different pages.
You've got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I think maybe a little bit what Luke was alluding to is people that are used to the tabletop role playing system. Then, right? How would you encourage them then to try this sort of system that's not so procedural?
Well, the way I've done it in the past, originally the Cosmos was a D&D.
Right.
It was a D&D, and I converted it into this free-flowing system. I used the free flow the entire time doing it, just so the players could understand how it works.
Okay.
But I treated it more like a D&D, but it still had that element of LARP.
Yeah.
So I mean, can I runs on feel then more than anything else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind
it's
of
more the feel of it.
Yeah, I understand. So it kind of you don't interrupt it necessarily by rules, which is why you're saying that you could just kind of whatever you feel that is necessary for that situation. You're not bound by anything.
No, and in fact, that is exactly what Katie's just said there. Even though you can't see it because it's too big on the screen. Again, professional to the end.
Yes.
Katie said, "Do you have a rule book, or have you taken another rule book and made it your own?"
So the rule system for Clash of the Cosmos, we have a ritual page. There's a lot of inspiration from different LARP companies. For example, Profound Decisions of the Empire, Curious Pastimes, Fallen Heroes, all those different systems. But I use the 20-point character system. So you've got 20 points, spend that, and each year you gain a point to add to a different skill.
Okay.
Or you can save it up depending on things. We've got the full rule book. It's split into different Word documents, but it's all on the Facebook, Clash of the Cosmos Facebook page. It is a private one, but people can just naturally join if you would like to. Ask a request to join, and if people know who you are and things like that, yes, you'll come in. Fine.
Okay.
But
all right.
Yeah, the rulebooks, and the rulebooks is like this little compendium of quite short, easy to follow rules, Stu. So yeah, Stu, you'd like that, not big rules.
Yeah.
They're easy because Jack sent them all to me. Which thank you, Jack. He sent me all the books I needed, and I thought about it. Yeah, I get that. Well, that's not too hard at all. I get that.
Oh, there you
Great.
go.
And
there
then
you go. Look, Kath is coming in there ready to defend.
Yeah.
Jack shares his company via friends and word of mouth. You can't
even
you
though
can't beat
I might
that.
add now, Jack, you didn't make a tea, so she's defending you, even though you didn't make her a brew, right? And we got to take exception to this. As a father myself, if I ask for a brew, I'm not really asking.
No, that's right.
No?
Exactly. You know, Katie knows that if I ask for a brew, I got to go and make it myself.
Usually go buy one.
Yeah.
So I think you've just got a major must make cup of tea for the mum coming up. Kath, keep asking, you'll get loads of tea after this.
Exactly. So, right, I got a very quick question then. So you've already run a number of games. What kind of lessons then have you learned about what not to do? I suppose.
Well, what not to do is what I've learned from the what to do's and what not to do's are the fact that with games you can't just go, oh yeah, like fine, whatever. You've got to put in the fact of going, no, no, don't do that.
Yeah. So when someone does something ridiculous or what have you, you know, you're going, no, that's not going to happen.
Well, if for example, if it's comedically funny and it makes sense for that moment, fine. But if it doesn't make sense, then there will be like,
Well, here's a comedic moment for you then, Jack. Your own mother has said, I mean, the kettle is not going to magic itself. So, you know, kind of realistically, right bang on time there. Your mother was she's probably got a set of messages that she's just waiting to actually put into this conversation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Does your mum, it sounds a terrible question, does your mum help you? Is she part of this?
She is one of the co-owners. Me and her both run it together. She's there more as the admin side of things. No offense, but she does the admin. I do the creative stuff.
That's
right. And obviously, you make the tea.
I mean, Katie for us, like fireball in a small room. Katie, you know, Katie definitely for us is
nuts.
Well, I would, nuts. And I wouldn't say as well she's the admin, although she does do an awful lot of the admin as well, bless her, right? Trying to get the social feeds going and all the rest of it. Because I'm rubbish at admin. Don't give me a long rule book. I'll go, that's nice.
Well, that's what I think attracted me to this, was the fact that it was removing. I think the problem is we're all come from this kind of purist background that D&D has always been truly from the geek, got to be book, got to be written down, there's got to be a rule for everything. You roll a dice, if there's procedure, there's a set of rules and you have to follow it. Whereas you are taking all that away, and I think that's for those people who, I always remember, I can't remember who's saying it now, who said that they go for the role play, and not necessarily for the rules or to get stuck into kind of the administrative stuff. They just want to do the arty stuff. And I think if what I'm taking away from you is right, that's what you have kind of created. You've created a forum for people to role play that is based on a kind of a framework, but then the rest is down to you.
Yeah, I mean, can I chuck in a little recollection from the last game that helps actually nail that point in? Because that's a really good one. There's a scene in the game where there was an important book that had to be opened, but it was locked with a key and by magic. Now, ordinarily, that might be a problem trying to figure out spells, but actually on the fly, a couple of the characters and NPCs actually figured out a ritual that would do the job, and then did it live very quickly.
So Kath has got the same idea, but it's not a book that's actually locked. It's a kettle that's locked by magic. So, kind of, yeah, exactly. I can feel it boiling now. Can you?
Yeah, I honestly, the switch is going on, right? The electric's flowing through.
I feel you.
Yeah. Very good one from Katie, actually.
Yeah.
Also be awesome for people with disabilities that can't always get accessible sites. And also, right, I'm going to add a little bit to that as well, Katie, for believe it or not, I have difficulty reading, right, dyslexia and all the rest of it. So having a big rule book, and that's why I never read the big rule books. It would take me too long, right? So having a almost like an improvisational system would actually work very well for me. If I can if I can think it and it's in my character's remit and I can act it out, spell it out, describe it, that's quite appealing to me.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, that is quite appealing to me.
So what's going on then, Jack, this year?
Sorry.
Go on.
So apparently the magic throwing through the kettle and the boiling is the best ritual ever from Cafe. I could not
best ritual tea ever.
Yeah, I could not agree anymore, Kath. Could not agree anymore.
It works. So what's going on, Jack, this year then? What do you got? What's next? When's the next event?
So we've just had last weekend. We had our first event, which was in the system there are 4 armies, so factions, but we have them as armies. So there's Honor, Balance, Kingsmen, and the Royals. Each one with their own specialty, each one with their own culture. The basic outline, if you don't mind me going into detail about it, is Honor's your samurai and Vikings. Putting them together, that's something that a lot of people have gone, ooh, can you run an event with them, please? So I've done 3 events with them at the moment, and they've been fun. Kingsman, your knights, your general Arthurian style of gameplay, of being the knight, the shining armor. The Royals, which are, now this is going to sound like a weird combination, but Masquerade and Romans.
No, I get it.
I don't like it.
I
do like that one.
Yeah. Masquerade the Vampire one, Luke, and the Womans. So
You
yeah,
know, I'm part of the Judean People's Front.
yeah, People's Front of
We're
Judea.
not splitters.
I mean, I can actually see how that mixes. That works quite well.
Yeah.
And then balance, which is multicultural style of gameplay. So if you just want to go for the game, just to play anything you like, it's a multicultural thing. So you could be an Aztec, you can be a Scotsman, you can be a person of, for example, Mongol tradition. You could do that.
Yeah.
It's just the other ones are there if you want to be specifics.
Yeah.
If you want to be a specific type of thing, it's there on the table. But yeah, it's I've always loved variety. As a LARPer that's been doing LARP since 11 months old, so 14 years this year, I like how certain games are looking, and my one is not tooting my own horn, but my one's definitely got some type of leverage on getting something done.
Yeah.
It's got some foothold in it. That I think.
All right.
I like.
Yeah, I mean, it's got enough. If right, as this my brain was going as things went on. It's got enough. Well, I suppose flexibility, where there is nothing in this that won't. Yeah, where this won't. You could adapt it to anything, can't you? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I can see how that would be. Yeah. God, I'm just prattling on now.
Throw out some random phrases now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's, yeah. Wow.
You've got my brain going, Jack. You've got my brain going, my friend. When my brain starts going, the rest of me shuts down.
Everything. You can only do one thing at any one time. So the next event then, Jack, when's the next one?
The next one is, we haven't got a definite date, but it's definitely going to be happening in April. Yeah. So we're doing it once every few months. An event happens just to make it easier, and people can attend other events that they've already pre-booked and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do it as a free thing for online, but when we go live, they will be that people have to pay, obviously, for tickets for site and things. But it'll be more or less for you to camp and have food. The site
you've gone down the road of doing a virtual LARP, and I don't know how this would work, but have you considered doing a little bit of both?
Doing online as well as live games.
It would be... Sorry.
So are you saying doing live games and then online games?
Well, yeah, simultaneously. I'll tell you where I'm going with that. Do you remember, Rob, when you were doing the worldwide LARP? And then you had different factions who were, kind of, some were in different countries and they had timelines. So they said, in the UK, this has happened. How do you want to react? They were actually in different parts of the world. In fact, it was bringing the whole thing together, but I just didn't know whether that was going to be the evolution, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, when I was thinking about that and planning it, I think actually, oddly enough, in lockdown, I've been playing with the idea of getting that going, and that was the idea. You had large scale events going on worldwide, and people reacting to those, and then at a smaller level, you could have people communicating by computers, telephone, whatever. Because it was 20th century, fictional 21st century. And or you could have it live with like a small group of people in a building sorting something out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and
it was designed to go in and out of scale to do that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting. Jack, I've got to ask you about your 18th.
Oh, so when I turn 18, that's the first live game.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So it's a bit long to wait, though, isn't it? 15 years. I know your real age. You're only 4.
I mean, I'm quite surprised. I'm quite surprised actually that because they said they were going to mention this, so I'm going to get this done and out of the way. You could even possibly adapt this to something like a sci-fi LARP, couldn't you, Jack? There's no. something sort of Star Warsy or something.
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
he's made this blooming helmet, and we've
Yeah.
got to show it now because it's gone wrong. And just put the helmet on, Stuart. Just put it on.
So much to go Mandalorian on us.
It's just
Yeah.
this is 3D printing,
So
and why
3D
it is
printing.
you should actually read all the instructions for it.
53-hour print.
Yeah.
One of them that I was in a team meeting with for work, and one of them said, "Oh, that's that." Well, first of all, she said that stormtrooper helmet's coming on. Every nerd in the room went, I think you'll find that's the Mandalorian helmet type thing.
Yeah.
And a few of us went, shh, the 3D printing gods will hear you. Guess what?
They answered.
They did. So I'll show you first of all. Yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. Look at that helmet, everybody. Isn't that really nice and shiny? Oh, the 3D god, the 3D printing gods here it is, and that was it. But it is very funny because it can get a lovely bit of tuft of hair out the top.
Jack, I'm so sorry you've had to be put through that.
Oh, Jack.
There's no need for that.
But
So,
it's very nice.
what I was going to say was, the system is a fantasy system. We are high fantasy, so stuff like that. If you can make it so it's a fantasy thing, then fine.
Put a set of horns on it.
Yeah.
I could literally. Oh yeah, go on. I love the sound. So I could have a lightsaber and we could do a laser sword. Yeah, we could do things like that.
No.
Jack, you got to know Stuart is our coffee maker.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
I'm the water boy in this scenario.
Water boy / DM.
Yeah.
So who's the football coach?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Rob.
Yeah. Rob's the football coach. Luke is the you've got to be the linebacker, mate. Surely.
Yeah. Follow him.
Katie's just the scrappy one. Whatever we need her to do, I don't lose this round, Katie. Yeah.
So yeah, it's
she is.
Clash Cosmos is a live action. It's a high fantasy game. But
okay,
for example, if you want to have a laser sword, no. But if you want to put the LEDs in a sword and get it like LARP safe and everything, then
could be magical.
Yeah, there are magical swords in the game.
Yeah,
or just battery operated.
Or just battery operated, either one. Yeah, so I mean, but me having a bit of a laugh there, at my own expense, that's normal. But the way that you seem to set up this system, it's imagination is your only limit, your only stumbling block. So yeah, okay. Is it LARP safe then? No. Are you still on about the kettle, Kath?
She is still on the kettle. By the way, Jack, mine's just milk.
Yeah.
Did you flick the switch?
That's right. Yeah.
Hang on. Yep, it's done.
There we go. So, all right then. Let's. I think we covered. I think you've probably given a few people a little bit of a pause for thought on how to actually run some things like this in the future. To be honest with you, is there anybody you would like to thank or give a shout out or anything like that?
Say your mum, Jack. Say your mum. Say your mum, Jack. Say your mum.
How do I put this? I would like to thank the you guys for allowing this interview to happen.
No problem.
Very thankful for that. And I would like to also say thank you to, for example, my parents for actually allowing it to happen, for me to actually get these games going and frothing at them every couple of weeks or so with a new idea or something.
No, that's yeah, definitely.
And some of the players that have been coming since day one, I won't mention names at the moment, but they come along every time and they give me stuff and advice.
Yeah.
What I need to do next, and it is very, very nice and very, very useful, especially with a person that has disabilities. Well, confidence for me and frothing a bit too hard can just wipe me out. So it is very good having something to have people going, this is what you need to change, okay, and I'll work on it for the next one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is one of those. It is one of those questions, though, isn't it? It's you know, for everything we do and everything we have done. Good Lord, if we tried to thank everybody, this would be a 5-hour show.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's a horrible question because Jack's going to try to answer
yous.
it and say lots of nice thank yous without leaving too many people out or having the interview go on until next year.
Yeah, that's it, exactly right. So, is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to promote?
Now?
Let's do that.
I would like to promote Cosmos as a whole. It is a system that is family friendly. We are allowing kids along, and we'll be doing kids linears, just so if kids want to come along and have a laugh and want to laugh. There will be linears that will be held live, and if kids come along to the live one, to the online ones, I might throw something in there. I might not, depending on the plot.
Yeah.
But there's that. It's that. I would like to promote also places like Ski and More, just because they generally have been a good help and giving me advice, and Moorish, because they're supporting with the fact of me going, hey, gonna cater for an event.
That's right. Yeah.
They've got to say Ski More and More, which are both brilliant. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, cool. Right, no worries. I mean, we'll also put any links and what have you that you want us to, Jack. All right, when this is all done, I'll we'll get them in there after the fact. All right, so look out for those people. It might take me a few hours to get around it and what have you.
Yeah, just to let you know, there's going to be links on the YouTube channel. So come to the YouTube channel for links. But in probably a day or so, there's also going to be links and this video on the website as well. That just takes a little bit longer, but
yeah,
you're going to get some resources out of this as well as Jack's really good chat.
Yeah, exactly. So let's let me just do this just to make sure as well. So
Clash of the Cosmos.
Remember that, everybody, because I think you're going to see a lot more happening in the future with that. I just feel good things with that.
Do it with a high voice. Do it with a high voice.
Do it with a high voice.
Chipmunk.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Clash of the Cosmos.
There we go.
That's so much better.
Oh no! Oh no! Precious no!
Yes. That's so much better.
Rob, did you enjoy your time? Ask Kath.
Oh, very much, Kath. Yeah, I had an absolute ball. I mean, Jack let me ham it up rotten, which I love doing. Stu will tell you. And also, the game, for me, it was just, it was so funny. In fact, I think you told us off for laughing too much at one point. It was really good. And I'd love to be back.
Yes. Cool. No worries. Okie dokie. So, I think we're going to wrap it up there, guys. Is there anything else you want to say, talk about, or what have you? If not,
One last thing I'm going to pop in the chat a second, before I forget. So this is a link I'm putting into the chat now. This is the nomination form for UK LARP Awards.
Oh, yes.
Nominations close tonight. So if you
Yes.
haven't nominated something...
So there will be a link in the description to that as well. All right.
I don't know, LARPBook, Clash of the Cosmos.
I mean, entirely up to you who you would like to vote for, but vote for us and Clash of the Cosmos. Sorry.
Clash of the Cosmos.
As
no,
well.
It doesn't work, that one. So much better the high one.
It does. Okay.
Clash of the Cosmos.
There we go. All right. So just a possibility, if
I don't think we've even made the nominations yet.
Oh, I'm sure at some point you get there.
We'll probably get Best Idea Award.
Best Idea Award.
I think what it is just everyone knows. I think the nominations close tonight. Next week they announce who's nominated. And Jackie, I don't think you catch him for 2020, but then there's 2021. You would definitely be up for.
Definitely, yeah, absolutely, 100%.
There it goes.
So folks, as per normal, all right, you can obviously find us on Facebook. Yeah, just search for LARPBook. Twitter as well, LARPBook, and of course my all-time favorite, Instagram, the LARPBook.
Can't let it go, Jack. He can't let it go. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like that at all. God, don't we hear all about it? Oh,
yeah.
Go make the tea now. Run while you can.
So Jack, Rob, Luke, thank you very much for this. Again, it's always a joy and always a delight to do these. Right? It's the highlight of my hour to to talk to all you guys and what have you. So thank you everybody that's been watching as well, commenting. All of this interaction helps us sort of make the flow of the show a little bit better and stops me rambling too much. So I think from myself, Jack, Rob, Luke, I got it right. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you probably next month. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.